Hey guys, it's Kat here. So, I've been watching animes for some years now, and there's literally animes about anything, like girls turning into machines or competitive cooking. But I wanna talk about some strange ones that I really liked and are not so known, except the spider one. Anyway, let's get started. What if I tell you buying bento is a dangerous thing to do? Sorry, first I'll tell you what is a bento. If you live under a rock and never watch anime, bento is the food in a box you usually see in school animes. But it's a very cultural thing in Japan, even out of school. So in every market there's a specific hour where they put the half price stick on the bentos. It's probably because they have to sell it or it would go bad. But people fight between themselves to get the bento they want.
ただの弁当に半額のシールが貼られただけでこんなに人を獰猛な狼に変えさせるなんて
Also, there are rules. After the god of discount put the discount ticket and left, the minute the door closed, they are allowed to try to pick the bento or fight over it. The second rule is that after a brawler took a bento, he can't be attacked. And the third rule is that you can only take one bento. And there's a fourth rule is that you can't spill the bento. So, Sato, the main character, gets into a bento fight without knowing, and gets so beat up he ends up in the hospital. After that, he meets one of the top fighters, Sen Yarizui, which will train him and get him into her group. There are other clans and they can fight with weapons, like the old lady with the card. They fight in different supermarkets and they always find a way to make it more interesting.
なるほど。二つのは伊達じゃないようだな。
Like a new bento food or even bento fight in a water park. But it's really fun, I wish there were more episodes.
と、安心しろ。骨は俺が拾ってやる。
Now this one is really crazy and you might have heard of it. Something happened and this girl wakes up as a spider. In middle of tons of spiders eating each other. This anime has some weird dark things like that. And she has to survive at all costs. In this world there's this game-like system and to keep stamina and living she has to eat. But there are only monsters so she has to defeat and eat them. And they taste horrible, but she does it leveling up and gaining some skills. And more skills. I got really tired of reading, so you may want to pause it if you want to read it all while watching. But it's not only about her, apparently her whole cast were reincarnated in this world, most of them as humans or an elf, and this one as a dragon. And it shows how they are living and trying to find all of them too. It's so different when it's showing them that it feels like another anime, and not a good one, but we are all here for the little spider girl. She gets really overpowered, getting a skill of multiple personalities, but it's not exactly other personalities. They are all her and she talks to them herself. Well, it's difficult to explain, let's just say each one has a role, using magic, thinking, controlling the body, etc. And I thought this other spider girl was her in the future, but apparently not.
雲糸が主力の私には必須だからゲットであのニューヨークの親愛なる隣人みたいに華麗に糸を使えるようになるはず
So we all know that Isekai is here to stay for quite some time now, but what about reverse Isekai, when the magical person comes to the real world?
This is katsudon. Okay?
カツ丼
Yes.
There's this magical world called Ente Isla, where there are heroes, devils, and even the Demon King. The heroes attack the Demon King's castle and he was losing, so he runs to another world, our world. But this anime ends up being really funny. The devil ends up working at McDonald's, and his friend Alciel became a housewife to take care of the food, washing clothes, and concerned about the money and discounts. But he's not the only one in our world. The heroine Emilia, a different Emilia, she ends up in this world too, following him. But they all end up living a normal life, getting a normal work like telemarketing.
Telemarketing.
And Mao turns out being kind to everyone, that even a girl from work likes him. But one day they get attacked by Lucifer, and other people that came from Enter Isle.
カツドゥンこの国にあるごく一般的な料理だカツドゥンなるほど力強い響きだ
Now, what if Jesus really came back but he doesn't want anyone to know? This anime is another reverse isekai. Jesus and Buddha both came back, but in Japan. They are living normal lives but have constantly problems with their miracles, and some funny moments too, like when Buddha gets hungry, the tree starts giving fruits, or a cat offers itself to him. You can expect tons of funny situations they get into, especially with Jesus being a little laid back and Buddha being day one, really concerned about the money expenses. There are these two overs, the movie and a manga. And finally, this is a sports anime I like. In this world, there's a sport called Keijo, where girls fight each other without using hands, only hips and breasts. Yeah, I know you guys think it's just a perverted show, but this anime has really shown an aura, with training camps, different techniques, and a championship. And you have some parodies too, like the famous Hip of Babylon, inspired in Fate Stay Night's Gate of Babylon. In Fate, the guy can bring any weapon in this world, while in Keijo, Kazan has the ability that anybody she has ever touched copied its ability, so she can summon any ability. And she isn't even the main character, she's part of the main characters group, whose name is Nozomi. A very talented girl who ends up learning one of the hazard techniques, the vacuum butt cannon, where she has to make some acrobatics before using it. There's also one of her friends with super cool named Sayaka Miyata. She has one of the fastest butts in the game. Her main technique is the butt gathering. And you can see tons of other girls with tons of different abilities. It gets really exciting. And that's it for now. Do you know any other strange anime? I know there must be more out there. If you like the video, you already know what to do. Like, share, and subscribe. Mata ne!
今夜は一緒に行こう。
行くって。
ちゃんとしないとな。ちゃんとしよう。
本当に僕で。
今夜は一緒にスーパーへ行こう。
はい。